Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reviews That Don't Matter with Jessica Hitt. My name is Jessica Hitt, and on today's episode, we are talking, yes, it is Throwback Thursday, so we are doing Back to the Future Part 3. If you've not seen, I have already done Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 2 in the earlier Thursdays of this month, and last month, actually. This is the first Thursday of this month, okay. If you didn't know, or you just didn't care to watch my other videos, well, I have not seen Back to the Future Part 2 or 3. I've only seen Part 1, and it's been a very long time, so I rewatched them. Part 3, I think I preferred over Part 2, mainly because there was a big chunk of Part 2 that I really did not like, whereas Part 3 I thought was actually pretty entertaining through and through. Basically, we lead off, of course, with what is his name? Marty McFly going to find Doc right after he sends Marty from the first movie back into the future of 1985 from 55, because that's where he's stuck, to talk to him. And it's basically, you know, about finding the DeLorean so he can get back to 85, because the note that Doc has written him from the year 1855 or 1885. I think it's 1855. Basically, the note says, hey, I'm happy here. Don't come back for me. Just go back into 85. And, you know, I'm a blacksmith, blah, blah, blah. And Marty's going to do it. He's going to just go back to 1985 to, you know, get Jennifer off of that porch that he left her on. And but then he sees this really old tombstone, very nicely placed, of course, that says that Doc Brown has died from Buford tannin, which the Tannins, just in general, their entire lineage sucks. They're all bad people. So Marty convinces the 1955 Doc to help him get back to, of course, 1855 Doc, who was the 1985 Doc. This is why I don't like time travel. It's a little too confusing for me. Anyway, they go back to the Wild Wild West, and, you know, it's just a good thing they have all of this knowledge of, like, what the town exactly looked like. And let me remind you, they don't even have the internet to look up this stuff. They literally have to use, like, books and, like, old maps, which that's a little much for me. And, of course, in the fashion of Back to the Future, the DeLorean gets injured, basically gets an arrow into the fuel thing. Fuel has not been invented yet, so they're screwed. So basically, Marty goes into town. He finds his old relatives first. And here's the thing. So I understand why Seamus McFly looks like Marty. You know, obviously Michael J. Fox is playing him. But why does his wife look like Leah Thompson, who is his mom in the future? Wouldn't that mean that she is technically related to the McFly family? Because she, like, married into the family. She is not an actual blood McFly. So I don't understand why they did that. It kind of makes it a little creepy once you start thinking about it, and kind of incesty. And I understand, I'm not really supposed to think about it. Just supposed to be fun. But I'm thinking about it. He goes into the local saloon looking for Doc, and he finds, of course, Buford Mad Dog Tannen, who doesn't like being called Mad Dog Tannen. And there's this big, like, fight thing, and Marty almost gets hanged. And it's just like, okay. And they're also building that big clock tower thing that gets ruined in the first movie, and it's, you know, being knocked down in the next one. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't really care about this clock tower. I really don't. Anyway, Doc Brown comes out of nowhere, shoots the rope, and he saves Marty, and he's really badass and everything. And yeah, so they connect. He's like, why'd you come here? And he's like, who's Clara? Because Clara, you know, my beloved Clara on the tombstone. And he's like, I don't know a Clara. And then he meets Clara because she's the teacher that he saves from falling off a cliff. But then that cliff was named after her because she's supposed to die on the cliff. But then I think, wait, was she supposed to fall off the cliff before she meets Doc, because they're supposed to fall in love, and I'm just a little confused about everything. But, you know, that's time travel for you, right? Basically, they have a couple days to plan how to get back to the future without fuel in the DeLorean, and they decide they're going to basically steal a train and unhook it and then use it to go 80 miles an hour. Foolproof plan, if you ask me. And then, you get a couple of things. They go to some festival thing, and Doc and Clara really fall in love, and then Buford gets in a fight, and then Marty McFly and him are going to duel the next day, and then Seamus McFly is like, why do you care about his words so much? And he kind of teaches him about why he should not get so angry being called a coward, which is really kind of lame when you think about it. Like, that is so unattractive in a person to like get that furious because someone calls you a chicken or a coward or a yellow belly or any of this kind of stuff. Like, come on, you need to work on that. And I'm really glad that they went back to that and they're focusing on that and, trying to fix that sort of fatal flaw of Marty McFly's. Because it was very annoying in the second movie, in my opinion. Like, I was just like, oh, I'm so over this. But in this movie, they really take the bull by the horns and they try to fix it. And, it doesn't work quite at the start. But in the end, it does work because, everybody in the saloon's calling him a coward, and everyone's going to think Clint Eastwood is a coward, which I think is kind of fun. But then he kind of gets baited into the whole thing anyways, and then I'm thinking, well, are they just going to kill off the Tannins? Because, let's be real, they should not be alive. Like, their whole family is filled with murderers and potential murderers and rapists, and it's just like, I kind of think we should end this lineage. But, of course, they don't do that because this is PG-13, and is it even PG-13? I think it is. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's PG, to be honest. Anyway, he gets shot. He makes himself like this little bulletproof, like cast iron thing, and so that's cool, I guess. Buford Tannen gets arrested by the sheriff, and here's my thing though. How long is he in jail? Like, he still has to go and like procreate because that's such a weird way to say that. Anyway, he does have to go like produce babies because his whole lineage is counting on him. Is he in jail for life? I mean, he robbed a store, I believe, or something like that. And also, who was the sheriff supposed to be? I know that he was supposed to technically be somebody that I recognize, but I don't remember. So once all of that is over with, they finally get to break away. They get to steal the part of the train to get the DeLorean up to 80 so they can go back in time. And Doc decides to go back in time because he told Claire everything, and she was really mad, like, you think I'm stupid? I'm going to believe in time travel and blah, blah, blah. And then she decides she's going to go to San Francisco, but then somebody says something about Doc saying that he's in love with her, and then she goes and tries to find him, and then she ends up horseback riding and getting onto the train, and then it's a whole thing, and it lasts a little too long for me because I'm just like, okay, I'm really over this. And then but the surprising thing is Marty's the one that goes back in time. Doc and Clara stay in the Wild Wild West. And he goes back, he goes see Jennifer. He proves to himself that he is not he doesn't get baited by the word chicken or whatever anymore by this Needles kid who looks dopey. And then also what I do like is they give that nod to the fact that, he was going to get in that car wreck and kind of bring his whole life on a downward spiral. So I like that he fixed his fatal flaw, and then he goes back, he shows the DeLorean to Jennifer so that way she knows it's not a dream. And then you see Doc and Clara and their two creepy children come on the train, and they're like, yeah, we powered it by steam. That's the thing that he figured out, which I like. I like that it didn't leave us like totally cliffhanger with Doc. I mean, obviously, if they didn't do that, they would have like gone into the history books and tried to like figure out what happened. But I like how they kind of ended it. I thought it was a decent trilogy. I'm not crazy about these movies. I'm really not. I've got no attachment to them. I know a lot of people have like a special place in their heart for them. This is not a movie I'd like seek out to watch again, but if it was on or if like somebody else wanted to watch it, I'd be like, sure, turn it on, whatever. So I guess that's it for my Back to the Future trilogy, but next week, I'm not starting my next trilogy, I just remembered, but the week after I'm going to start the Godfather trilogy because I haven't seen any of those movies, and I feel like those are movies I should probably see because everyone says they're the greatest. So, I am going to sign out. I hope you guys liked this review. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below what are your thoughts on Back to the Future, the whole trilogy, part 3 in particular. Don't forget to subscribe. I make videos Monday through Friday for the most part, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.